We are here to bring a new type of news show.
New insights, new styles, and new topics every day.
We are News Generation.
Bring news just for you. It's Friday, March 14th here in Seoul. I'm Song Yujin, and great to have you with us on News Generation. Joining us today is Bin.
Good morning.
Good morning, and Brooke Prince.
Hello, great to be here.
Happy Friday. Now, both are here to speak on behalf of those in their 20s and 30s. So it's Friday, which means it's time to wrap up the week with topics that resonate with young people around the world. Korean culture's impact around the world has been revealed in the 2024 Global Hallyu Trend Analysis Report, with Hallyu meaning the Korean wave in Korean. So today we'll take a closer look at how and where the Korean wave is making waves. So starting off, Bin, could you please give us an overview of this report?
Absolutely, I can. The Ministry of Culture, Sports, and Tourism recently released the 2024 Global Hallyu Trend Analysis Report, which gives us a good summary of the Hallyu trend around the world. This report consists of data from October 2023 to September 2024 and analyzed domestic and international news articles. Now let's take a look. Categorized by continents, Asia has the highest number of articles, followed by Europe, North America, Latin America, and Africa, which still does have around 200 to 300 news reports. And I personally just want to point out something. Now, this data shows the order of continents, and because of the way this data is presented, I think it's very easy for us to think that it's actually just normal or a basic thing for Hallyu articles to appear globally. And I just want to point out that this is like a great milestone. Like, we should not take this for granted. It's something that us Koreans can have a big pride about, and I think we must continue and support our legacy of spreading Hallyu around the world.
Right, because just about 30 years ago, there wasn't even the term Korean wave.
Exactly.
But then we saw the term Korean wave in the early 2000s, and now it has become super big. So we should definitely not take this for granted.
Yeah, go Korea.
Go Korea. So Wonbin just mentioned that Asian news outlets reported on the Korean wave the most. So with so many aspects of Korean culture making an impact, for example, K-pop, K-content, and K-food, Brooke, I want to ask you which specific sectors are receiving the most media coverage?
Well, first, you might have noticed at the top of the show, I did some finger hearts, and that's because we are talking about the Korean wave today, and the finger heart has become kind of a symbol that a lot of people have learned how to do to represent Korean culture. And I myself, as a foreigner that has lived here for almost 10 years, have a deep love for Korean culture. I was first introduced to K-pop by my students. They would perform the viral choreography during our annual festivals, and I remember thinking, gosh, this is such a fun genre of music, right? So I've been into K-pop for a long time, K-dramas, and of course, K-food. So I'm very excited to talk about this topic today. Now, looking at the report's findings on Asia in particular, among the 11 categories that they evaluated, they found that K-pop was the most popular in terms of media coverages. So if you look at the specific places, the highest number of reports came from India with 905 articles, followed by Thailand with 461 and the Philippines with 273. In particular, no surprise here, big names like BTS, Blackpink, and New Jeans dominated the news. There was also extensive reporting in Asia on the concerts and world tours that were being held by their favorite artists. So what you can see is that in Asia, the priority, the main focus is, when are these artists going to visit our country? When are we going to be able to see them perform in person? Whereas in some other places, it's more about the charting or the ranking of the music itself. But no matter what the focus is, it's clear K-pop is super popular all around the world. And it's not just the music that makes headlines, it's also K-pop related events that happen. For example, we had the enlistment of BTS members. That was huge. Everyone was talking about that. Also, speaking of BTS, the oldest member, Jin, was one of the torchbearers for the Paris Olympics, and that made a lot of headlines as well. Speaking of other groups, there was Stray Kids, which put out Chick Chick Boom. This was a music video that had Hugh Jackman and Ryan Reynolds in it. There was a lot of promotion for it, and So the fans went crazy streaming it. It went very viral. Another music video that did well was Baby Monster's Sheesh. I think we all remember Sheesh. Everyone loved that dance move. So these are just a few of the K-pop related events that really made a splash in the last year and made it onto the report that we're talking about today.
Definitely. So until now, we've taken a look at the broader part of this report. So before we explore the report further, we're first going to connect with a young person from Asia to hear firsthand about K-culture's popularity in their country. Stay tuned.
NewsGen wants to hear from you. Go to YouTube and search our channel Arirang News. Click Community and leave a comment down below. Make a new type of news with us.
Joining us this Friday is Jade Jumao-as, a Gen Z from the Philippines. Welcome back to the show, Jade.
Hello, everyone. It's nice to be back. Good morning. Happy Friday.
We are also excited to have you on our show once again as well.
Yes.
All right,
Yes,
so Jade,
thank you so much.
Our first question for you is, based on what our panelists shared, do you also agree that K-pop is the most popular part of K-culture in your country? What do you think?
Yeah, I think, yes, K-pop is one of the most popular and remains the most influential aspect of Korean culture here in the Philippines, with a highly engaged and passionate fan base. So groups like BTS that you were mentioning earlier, Blackpink, EXO, 17, and TWICE enjoy a massive popularity, with concerts selling out quickly, fan events drawing massive crowds. Also, social media is flooded with K-pop contents, further highlighting its strong presence. So, however, Korean culture's impact in the Philippines goes beyond music. We have K-dramas that continue to attract large audiences, while we have Korean cuisines, beauty products, fashion, which have become deeply integrated into everyday life. So while K-pop may be the most visible one, I think the broader influence of Korean culture is undeniable, shaping entertainment, lifestyle, and trends across the whole country.
I see. Well, thank you for giving us the overview of the Hallyu trend in Philippines. Now, what do you think makes Korean culture and Hallyu so appealing in Asia, and how does it compare to pop cultures from other countries or regions?
I think Korean culture has gained immense popularity across Asia, driven by its emotional storytelling, high production quality, and widespread influence. Just like K-dramas, it captivates audiences with heartfelt narratives, while K-pop's polished performances and strong fan engagement have made it a global sensation. Beyond entertainment, we have Korean beauty, Korean fashion, which sets new trend in skincare and style, further shaping lifestyles across the region. So what sets Korean culture apart as its ability to blend towards the tradition with modernity, making it more relatable than the Western pop culture, which focuses on the individuality, or on Japan's culture, which has a niche entertainment. So with the support also of the digital marketing and government initiatives, the Korean wave continues to shape the entertainment, fashion, and beauty trends across Asia and the other parts of the world.
Hi, Jade. Thank you so much for your insights. One last question for you. Are there any aspects of Korean culture that you'd like to explore or learn more about?
Of course, Korean culture is incredibly rich and diverse, and I think there are some aspects that I'd love to explore. I love to explore the traditional festivals like Solal, or the Lunar New Year, and Chuseok, which interests me, as they reflect Korea's ability to preserve traditions while embracing modernity. Also, I'm curious about the Korean literature and poetry, especially how classic works have influenced contemporary storytelling in the Korean dramas and Korean movies that I watch most of the time. Also, folklore and mythology are equally fascinating, as they shape much of Korea's historical narratives. And as someone who is interested in structures, I'd also love to learn about the Korean architecture, which I think is beautifully blend tradition and modernity. From the historic places of the Joseon Dynasty, Hanok villages, to the towering skyscrapers of Seoul and Busan. So this mix of heritage and innovation highlights Korea's cultural evolution, where ancient landmarks and contemporary designs coexist to shape its unique identity.
All right, Jay, thank you so much for sharing your insights today and hope you have a lovely weekend.
Yes, thank you so much, guys. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thank you. Happy Friday.
Happy Friday.
Right, so far we focused mostly on the Korean wave's impact in Asia. We're now going to shift our focus to other parts of the world. So Wonbin, how big is the Korean wave? Let's go to another continent in Europe.
Sure, let's start with Europe. To take a deeper look in Europe, the countries with the highest number of Hallyu articles are Turkey, Belgium, and the UK, in that order. And something interesting to point out is that articles from Turkey mainly focused on Squid Game, the infamous Korean TV series on Netflix. It's a survival show game. While Belgium and the UK had a wide range of articles, topics such as K-pop, K-movie, K-food, and K-beauty. Popular keywords for the K-movie and dramas were 선제업고티어, or Lovely Runner, 눈물의 여왕, or Queen of Tears, 범죄도시 4, The Outlaws 4, and the obvious Squid Game 2.
So it seems that in Europe, various parts of the Korean wave is gaining traction.
Yes, it is.
Then we're now going to move on to another continent, which is North America. I think, Brooke, you can give us the clearest snapshot of that.
That's right. The Korean wave was extremely popular in North America, with the U.S. accounting for over 90% of all Hallyu-related reports. Now, what was interesting about the results, and this really surprised me, was that K-pop was actually not the front runner in the media in North America. It was actually K-food. Korean food is really having its heyday in North America at the moment. My own sister asked me to bring back some snacks from Korean convenience stores because she watched these viral videos about them online. So Korean food is really having its time in the spotlight. In the United States, many states have been embracing this trend. The state of New Jersey actually designated November 22nd as Kimchi Day.
Right.
Houston held a kimchi eating contest. How do you guys think you would do on a kimchi eating contest?
Definitely.
I'm not sure about my performance.
I think I would do very well on it. I love kimchi. There was also a K-Fest that was held in New York. So all of these events really led to a lot of news reports in every quarter on this beloved dish. On social media, everyone was talking about kimchi, and it was associated with words like spicy and delicious. And speaking of other delicious Korean foods, the ones that were most frequently mentioned included soju, not technically a food, but still a very delicious Korean drink, fried chicken, bibimbap, and buldak ramen. This is a very spicy dish, and it has gone viral for these challenges online.
Right.
People try to see how much of this heat they can handle. And similarly, speaking of things being eaten online, mukbang is another word that I would like to highlight. This comes from the word 먹다 in Korean, which means to eat, and 방송, which means broadcast. So a mukbang is a live-streamed eating show. And it started out as this kind of wholesome way to eat dinner with someone, to feel like you had that company. And it has become a worldwide phenomenon. It's all over every social media platform. And so I think looking at all of these things, it's very clear that Hallyu, the Korean wave, it's not just about K-pop or entertainment. It's also about Korean cuisine. In fact, in North America, Korean cuisine is the #1 thing.
Yeah, and I think that what really fueled this craze for K-food, this suddenly popped to my mind, was the culinary class wars fever last year.
That's
the
true.
Netflix cooking
That's
competition
true.
show.
It was huge.
I think that it might have played a role into this growing popularity of K-food.
For sure.
Right, so time to listen to our viewers now. We also asked them which part of the Korean wave interests them the most. We gave them 3 options in our Arirang YouTube poll: K-pop, K-dramas or movies, and K-food. If we look at the results, 41% voted K-pop as the top choice, followed by K-dramas or movies at 36%, and then K-food at 23%. We're going to take a look at 3 comments. Our first comment for this Friday is Tim Kim 1234. I got close to K-pop first thanks to the sensational song called Gangnam Style, which is by Psy, by the way. Kuroa Manikolai 4527. I discovered the history of Korea through historical dramas such as Daejoyoung and Donghi when I was little. I have watched most of the major dramas ever since. Our final comment for this Friday is by BennyD97. K-pop for me because I've been a K-pop fan for 15 years. Wow, more than a decade. Right, so aside from the three categories listed in the poll, what other aspects of Korean culture are gaining more international recognition, Wonbin?
One notable aspect was the interesting culture of the National Assembly election, which happened last April. So Korean elections have a unique culture that can feel quite new and even unfamiliar to foreigners. So let me give you a quick explanation. So they make the election result broadcast entertaining by using CGI effects to make the candidates look like a movie character or a drama character with animations, or they make an avatar of the candidate that would do like a rap battle where the bars and the verse are the campaign promises.
That's so interesting.
And it's a very unique culture that is unseen in other continents. So this culture definitely caught the eyes of multiple foreign press and media.
Right, so we hope we could really show you. So next time, whenever there is a big election here in Korea, definitely stay tuned to one of those election result broadcasts. Are there any other aspects of Korean culture that's becoming huge, Brooke?
Well, our guest earlier mentioned that she really wanted to explore Korean literature, and I
Right.
don't think we can have this show without talking about that, particularly because last year there was a major milestone in this industry. Han Kang won the Nobel Prize for Literature, and this was the first time for a Korean writer, a huge deal for the country. Additionally, Korean-American author Joo Hye Kim received the Tolstoy Literary Award, further showcasing Korean literature to the masses. My family has been asking about how to get their hands on these books. You know, it's become a really big phenomenon overseas. Additionally, books that were recommended by K-pop idols have also seen a surge in sales. Another industry that I want to highlight in addition to literature is K-beauty. I myself have replaced almost all of my products with Korean skincare and beauty products, and I'm not alone. Many people, they go for the search for that glass skin, right?
Yeah.
That K-beauty is so known for. So if you go online, you can find many videos of people recommending their Korean skincare routine. Another industry that is thriving thanks to the Korean wave is K-fashion, because everyone wants to look like their favorite K-pop idol or their favorite drama character. And we see K-pop idols these days are attending many huge fashion events overseas, like Paris Fashion Week and things like that. And so that has really drawn attention to the K-beauty and K-fashion industry. So once again, just to sum up, Hallyu, or the Korean wave, it's not just about one thing. It really covers a wide array of categories, and it's become this unstoppable media force, as this report shows.
Definitely. So ending off our discussion today, how do you see the Korean wave evolving in 2025? Because as the report just showed us, it's expanding, it's growing and growing. So what trends do you think we should look out for?
I think one interesting culture that we could introduce is the 빨리빨리 culture in Korea for sure, which basically means the ASAP culture. And in Korea, 90% of everything is done basically instantly or on the spot, such as government paperwork, getting prescribed glasses, visiting a hospital or a clinic. Most occasions where it's considered normal to book an appointment in Western countries are basically instant. And as long as the task can be done physically at a short amount of time, you're getting what you asked for on the spot. No need to come back on another day. No need to book another appointment. It's one of the best perks of living in Korea. And I personally think it's actually undervalued by us Koreans because it's so normal and we take it for granted. And because it's so good, obviously, it comes with a con. It has pros and cons. And the con being that the work, when you are working, it can be a little bit more intense and stressful. But personally, the benefit and the convenience that we get is life-changing, to say the least. And for other countries, obviously, they have their own tradition and culture and method of how work is done. And I definitely do respect that. What I want to point out is that simple tasks being done a little bit quicker can make a big change in people's lives. And I think if you guys are trying to do it, I think Korea is a good country to benchmark.
It will definitely be a game changer. What do you forecast, bro?
Well, I think beyond Korean music and entertainment, we're going to start to see more interest in Korean daily activities. So I mentioned earlier about my sister becoming so obsessed with Korean convenience store food. I think we're going to start to see more of that. In my day, when I first came to Korea, it was all about Korean dorm life. What is it like to be a student in Korea? What is it like to be an English teacher in Korea? And we're seeing more and more of that content over the years online. So one thing that I would like to see become more of a trend overseas, this is going to to come as no surprise to my fellow panelists.
I think we know the answer.
And PC방. Yeah. So noraebang is a karaoke room, and for we Americans, karaoke is kind of an embarrassing thing. It's like in front of a bunch of strangers at a bar or something. It's so different.
You have to be drunk to do
Yes,
that.
exactly. But we are missing out. I think noraebang would do very well in America because you have a small private room for you and your friends, and it's really fun. And PCbangs, that translates to a PC room. It's an internet cafe. There's basically one on every corner in Korea. I've probably been to most of them. I love them. They are wonderful places to go. They're very cheap. There are a couple seats, so there's no barrier between the computers. So you can sit down and watch a movie together with a friend or a special someone. You can order some delicious spaghetti, and it's just this very amazing part of Korean culture that I personally love. So I'd like to see noraebang and PCbang show up in other countries as well.
Well, thank you for that very detailed, sophisticated explanation. Yeah, definitely. And Newsden will bring you the latest on the Korean front every Thursday as we delve into the Korean wave and the global appeal of Korean culture every Thursday once again. And that's all we have for today, this Friday's edition of News Generation, but we will be back next Monday at 10:30 a.m. Korea time. Special thanks to Iwon Bin.
Always a pleasure.
Thank you. And Brooke Prince.
Thank you. Had so much fun.
And to our viewers, thank you for staying with us throughout the week and hope you join us next week as well. We are
News Generation.